Cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap Music Network.
I was with Rich Rapper.
I fucks with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about late.
This whole situation as well. The whole baby shooter situation is 100% flu flammers. And we know at this point that it's flu flammers.
Sure.
The last maybe a week ago, one of the spies hit me. I didn't know who they was because I didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yo, tell Ack, we got all the information.
I've never seen a broken arm in just a sling without a cast, ever.
On Charlemagne and this situation, that situation. And when I called him and I sent him the screenshot of what the people sent me, he was kind of reserved about it. So I don't know.
Who, Ack?
Ack was reserved about it.
I mean, okay, I think Ack has always considered Charlemagne to be his ally in the game, right? He's always felt like they had a good relationship. He looked at Charlemagne as like a elder statesman, somebody they respected, whatever. But then in recent memory, or, you know, Ack has kind of become much more clear-cut ops with Jay-Z and Roc Nation. Not that they've ever actually, you know, interacted, but clearly Academics is bothered by the fact that Roc Nation is seemingly throwing their legal weight around to mess with people like himself, people in Chat Wizard who
But here's the thing too, the Grand Chat Wizard has been extremely detrimental and has been extremely abusive and has been extremely inflammatory towards a lot of things that these guys have going on. So when it comes down to the Grand Chat Wizard, you can't really look at the situation as anything outside of what it is, him being a cyberbully and getting exactly what he deserves.
Been unmasked as a result of this whole investigation, not to mention the fact that Ack basically considers himself OVO, and then you got Drake who's on the receiving end of some disses from Jay-Z and all this kind of shit. So Charlemagne basically calls up Ack on some friendly shit and says, basically like tells him that Grand Chat Wizard, who is an Australian Asian man who is clearly like intimately involved with hip hop culture on the internet, probably not so much in real life, but this is one of Ack's closest confidants that he works with on everything. Grand Chat Wizard basically runs the Academics TV social media accounts. He runs clipping campaigns for all kinds of artists and shit. He basically is just like him and Ack work together on all kinds of stuff. Allegedly, Grand Chat Wizard talks to Drake all the time, whatever.
You know, when I tell you shit, I give it to you so you can read it when you're done.
Okay.
That's what those two tap them. That dude tap that shit. I don't know what he's talking about. Me and Charlemagne always been good.
This is spy number one, new number. I see Academics going in on Charlemagne. I have information on Charlemagne if he wants it. You say, what info? They say, ass play. Amber Diamond from Wildin' Out. He would pay her bands to shove things in there. Asking him about the condo in Fort Lee. He still hasn't stopped cheating on his wife, and he was about to be exposed until he paid.
I mean, goodness gracious, it sounds like Charlemagne the God has a lot going on. Now, is Adam exposing some things about Charlemagne? What's going on here?
His former bodyguard, Wax, Charlotte screwed him over because Wax was fucking his side chick. Whoa. That's crazy because you remember Wax?
No,
big ass bodyguard.
I'm telling you,
but people have always wondered what happened, and the narrative that they had was basically like Charlemagne wasn't paying Wax good enough, or Wax was getting a little too uppity. But if that's true,
bro, listen,
that could fill in a lot of gaps.
You see, that's May 29th. See, people be wondering where I get shit from. Now I sent it to Ack because I didn't know when he's.
Sheesh. Now, Academics and Charlemagne have been going back and forth with a 1-2 step like Sierra for quite some time now. And if this is true, Charlemagne the Gizzard, goodness gracious, sir.
Did it? I didn't know what he was talking, so I just sent it to Academics. And I called him, but he was kind of reserved. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Why they, you know what I mean? And he really didn't say too much about it. So you're saying,
okay, but this is the thing. So Charlemagne, basically, the theory is that he's so intertwined with Jay-Z and Roc Nation that he's acting on their behalf. So Charlemagne calls Academics at some point and basically tells him that Grand Chat Wizard is a snake that he's cooperating with law enforcement against academics, that he stole money from academics, etc. And Ack basically deduces that this is a message that's being sent to him from Roc Nation but they're using Charlemagne as the intermediary, and Ack gets pissed off about it right away. And I could be fucking up details about this. I don't think so, but he basically takes it as, oh, you fake as. It would be like if, you know, if you came to me and said like, hey, yeah, it would be like, well, I don't know. I don't even want to try to think of like an example that like lines up with it. But basically, Ack was offended at the idea that Charlemagne would come to him and say, hey, there's all this up shit going on. You're in a lot of danger. You
Bro is a hacker. He better leave him alone. Who's the hacker? Them TDE cases. He the one who blasted them. Oh, the dude, Grand Wizard is the one who blasted the TDE cases, trying to defame Kendrick Lamar.
Gotta separate from this guy, but also I'm not going to tell you anything about like how I know this, or I'm not going to give you any proof. You just have to take my word for it
and act on it.
And also, in addition to that, you have to consider the fact that academics, despite being on good terms with Charlemagne or whatever, there's been a lot of little shit over the years. Remember Loon?
Yep.
Charlemagne signs Loon to his podcast network, and the first thing that Charlemagne does is bring Loon on Brilliant Idiots, and he spends 2 hours talking shit about academics.
Now, when he says Loon, I always think Loon the rapper. Is that who we talking about? Loon the rapper from Bad Boy?
And then basically makes that his whole campaign to get on in the game is Loon just shitting on Ack. And then also on top of that, Ack did the podcast for Spotify for a few years.
Yeah, 2 years.
He still does podcasts.
Wack be texting himself real. If he's with Leonard, which is Charlemagne, why would he allow Adam to read the messages? That's real. Wack do be texting himself. He be making up text message conversations between himself and other people.
But somehow Charlemagne never made his way over to Ack's studio to do an episode, which you would think Ack doing podcasts for like 4 or 5 years, it would be pretty logical for him to consider.
He never sat down with Ack?
He never did. And that's kind of weird.
I got to keep it real. He don't fuck with it.
I mean, because Charlemagne goes on Vlad, they patched up their beef.
Yeah.
Now Charlemagne will go on Vlad. Charlemagne goes to all kinds of random ass podcasts. Not that he's like doing a ton of random podcasts, but for somebody like Ack, is like biggest in the game. Why would you not do that? So now the academics and Charlemagne beef is like, it's kind of right there, ready to pop off. Ack has said like a few things that are sort of dismissive about Ack, or about Charlotte, where he basically feels like Charlemagne is fake and just reiterating talking points for Roc Nation. But really, Grand, aka Grand Chat Wizard, is the one who's really used this as an opportunity to start heaping shit upon Charlemagne, bringing up his old rape case, bringing up whatever kind of.
Yeah, now that's the thing that the Grand Wizard dude is going crazy on. Is in that situation with Charlemagne, it's not going to end well for him. He's going to push, and Charlemagne's going to push back.
Negative shit they possibly can about him. And basically, it's the kind of situation where like Ack could tell Grand, yo, chill, don't go in on Charlemagne. That's my ally.
But he's not.
But he's not. He's apparently let the dog off the leash. And then meanwhile, this dude Grand is dealing with crazy lawsuits, and you know, they're trying to.
Now, the dude, Grand Wizard, has put himself in a situation to where he's going to have to answer for this. You're playing with forces that are bigger than you, my friend, and you about to learn about these forces.
Like basically
no Nike Air Force.
They put criminal charges on him and everything like that. Like the elder statesmen of hip hop who feel like the machine, that there are accounts that are maliciously going against them, are basically fighting back in the form of like, you know, doing legal hijinks to go at Grand Chat Wizard, which is, you know, they already exposed who he is. He didn't want people to know that he was a chubby Asian guy from Australia or whatever.
But here's the thing too. If you know that you're this chubby Asian guy from Australia, why are you in the internet space using such colorful language? You know what I'm saying? Why are you using such colorful language? Like, I'm not really 100% sure of what exactly is going on here. You feel me?
Whatever. And I don't know. It's just it's getting crazy out there.
I'll tell you this: when Ack decides to say, "Screw it," it's up. It's gonna get nasty.
Yeah, we've seen this.
It's gonna get nasty because over the years, there's no doubt that people have fed Ack information. Ack knows certain things. But if he always looked at Charlemagne as an ally and a friend, now he's getting a little leery of him. I think it'd take Charlemagne to just come out right now and do some radical shit.
Yeah.
Then
I don't think that Charlemagne has a problem with the Grand Wizard situation. I think that the Grand Wizard situation is going to fall by the wayside in dealing with Charlemagne, in all honesty. I don't think that Grand Wizard is really ready for what he put himself involved in.
It's home.
But like Charlemagne's been like dropping the breadcrumbs, suggesting that that he has all this shit that he can weaponize against Ack and everything. And it just hasn't like fully launched into a war. Now, I don't think like Charlemagne's not going to play the war the way that Ack is.
No.
He's not going to sit there on Brilliant Idiots and just trash Ack or whatever. But Ack will run content for hours and hours and hours about Charlemagne and like really negatively impact his brand and his reputation in a way that, as big as Charlemagne is, he won't be able to necessarily handle. We've kind of seen this before. And I'm not saying that Ack's going to be able to like destroy Charlemagne's career, but I do think that, I mean, listen, if Akademiks runs interviews with people involved in that case from back in the day with Charlemagne, which I don't think he's above that. I think that's probably
definitely would.
That's probably like exactly what he's.
That's going to happen.
That's his nuclear code.
That's going to definitely happen. But again, man, I you know.
Now, should Akademiks decide to go that route, and he wants to dig into Charlemagne's past, don't forget that Akademiks has a situation where old girl said that Wooty Bam and whatchamacallit was done to her. So if that's how they gonna go about it, I wouldn't imagine one being above the other when it comes to this level of flammery.
I don't know, man. Ack's in a pretty positive space.
Yeah.
You got some weight loss going on.
Right. That good Retta.
You know, huh?
That's the GLP-1 that Clavicular claims that he sold Ack that helped him lose all that weight.
Oh, Clav said he? Nah.
That's what Clav said. I don't know if Clav was trolling, but I mean, I personally am 100% convinced. Retta is basically like, you know, Ozempic. Retta's like the futuristic new version of Ozempic that apparently like allows you to keep more muscle. It has some other good like features, etc. But it's basically like, you know, one of these hardcore weight loss drugs.
Gotcha.
But I've heard nothing but great things. People love it.
Yeah, he dropped some weight.
No, he lost like 150 pounds. It's actually insane. He probably just put 20 years onto his life.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know.
Lost that much weight?
Yeah. Should we call him? Should we see if he picks up?
Let's see. You know what we calling this some messy shit going on.
Exactly. I wonder what Ack is doing. Oh, wait, he's on vacation, maybe? I don't know if he's still on vacation. Maybe that's why this is not dialing yet.
I'm sorry, the person you were...
Interesting. Okay, but yeah, he's on vacation, so that makes sense that it would be turned off. But I don't know. That's a wild
Akademiks said, nigga, stop calling my phone. Don't bother me with none of this flammery.
one that I've been observing. I feel like Flakko's probably next. Once they hobble Grand Chat Wizard, the Roc Nation missiles would become pointed directly towards North Dakota. And I think Flakko and his...
Wait, hold on. What did Adam just say?
I'm sorry, the person you were...
Interesting. Okay, but yeah, he's on vacation, so that makes sense that it would be turned off. But I don't know. That's a wild one that I've been observing. I feel like Flakko's probably next.
Damn. Adam dropping that little Wooty Bams on Flakko? Damn. That's a dog whistle, bro. That's a dog whistle. I don't know if y'all peep. Adam never comes out and directly says what he wants to happen, but he's like, oh, but if somebody did this, you know, I would be interested. Oh, if one of the YouTube guys decided to look into this, I'm not going to be the one looking into it, but one of the YouTube guys wants to be the one to look into it, then blah, 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 blah. You feel me? Adams is very adamant. Adams is very adamant. You feel me?
Once they hobble Grand Chat Wizard, the Roc Nation missiles would become pointed directly towards North Dakota. And I think Flakko and his campaigns are probably who they're looking at next. I'm personally glad that I never fully hopped on the Roc Nation bandwagon because I could easily see myself being... It's actually crazy to me that they haven't fully...
That is crazy that Adam is putting that... Man, Flakko, be careful, bro. Adam trying to get you up out of here, man. Watch out.
Gone at Ack. I feel like that they would be suing Ack in some way, but maybe by just going at his closest comrade, that's
got to be careful going at Ack. Ack's a big deal.
Yeah, but if you're Jay-Z, right?
They keep screaming Jay-Z.
You're not scared of Jay-Z?
No, I don't think. This Jay-Z's part of that company. I don't think Jay-Z's saying act. I think the company as a whole, because of whatever the overall situation is just doing what they doing, bro.
But there's got to be somebody calling the shots when it comes to taking on like the biggest voice in the culture, when it comes to the media. And I will tell you that I know people who I speak to.
Now, do you think that the higher ups are going to take these looks at people like Flakko and people like, Chat Wizard and they're going to start making examples of these dudes? Or do you feel like it's kind of like a one and done? You feel me? Like, what do you guys think? You guys think that Flacco's next to kind of get accosted by this situation? Or what do y'all think?
Who are extremely knowledgeable about how Jay-Z moves, and they say that the whole idea that Jay-Z is too big and he's not in the trenches of what's going on with this, that, they say absolute bullshit. Jay-Z knows everything that people are saying about him. He knows everybody who he should and does consider an op in this business. And that the idea that he's just so famous and such a billionaire and he's off in the clouds and he can't pay attention to anything. And I'm combing my hair for 5 days with Beyonce. Bullshit.
Okay.
He's in the trenches just like us. He just sits back and makes these power plays without having to hop on a mic and trash people like we do.
Okay. Why does Roc Nation allegedly have an issue with Act? Because of what and who?
Because Act has spread the idea, myself, I personally don't really agree with that, but the idea that Tory Lanez is innocent and that Meg Thee Stallion is a demon.
Okay, now stop.
That's an important part of it.
Roc Nation was present at the trial.
She's their artist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to, bro, this is their artist. She's a high profile client, right? I think Tory Lanez's father is the one that started pumping that. It's because of them, the witness changed the story. Or because of them, this, that, or the other, right?
Yeah.
Now, listen, if they're there to support.
Now, this whole like Roc Nation thing is going extremely far. Like, I don't think that any of us really genuinely believe that the people at Roc Nation have nothing better to do than to sit around and play with people like DJ Academics. You feel me? But, regardless.
And the DA is doing their job.
Right.
With squeezing the witness and persuading them to go another way with things, right? He can't go at the DA. Nobody's going to hear that.
Right.
So you go at Roc Nation, and because Jay-Z is the face of Roc Nation, Jay-Z did it.
Right.
Right? So now comes, well, we want to speak to academics because you're doing this, that, or another. It's never going to be just the company, the corporation, right? Their board members have made a decision to do this. It's going to be Jay-Z sent him. Does he know what's going on? Of course he knows what's going on. But is it his idea to say, we're going to go to Meg Thee Stallion's trial with Tory Lanez because we're part of this, that, or that. They went to support.
Right.
You went to Crip Max court date.
Right.
You had nothing to do with whatever the hell was.
Yeah, but I don't think that that's like the same.
Was going on at those tables.
I was just showing support.
This is what I'm saying. So it's like, I think they making it a bigger situation than what it is when it comes to Jay-Z, Roc Nation, and academics. I think Roc Nation is moving at, this is not his only company he's a part of.
Okay. I think that they very much care about the fact that academics and Tory Lanez and everybody else that was involved in the anti-Meg campaign has clearly had like very real negative effects on her career. But you got to like, if you want to scroll back a little bit, you can get to like the Meek Mill thing. I don't think Meek Mill.
Yeah, Meek Mill for sure has a case against academics, and that's going to turn into something else because Meek Mill is maintaining that DJ Academics has been doing these types of things. You feel me? It's a flu flam.
Those Roc Nation affiliated anymore.
Shooter is an agent clearly running a whack play. That could be true.
But Act clearly had like an extremely negative effect on Meek Mill's career at a certain point, which Meek Mill even said that essentially like 90% of his fan base went away as a result of Academics TV, which is insane. But either way,
not up for a lawsuit.
but this is the most important.
Yeah, and the Academics TV dude is a dude, chat wizard and all that kind of stuff. So Academics, you may have some nasty lawsuits coming up your way for sure.
The thing is that Academics, unlike almost everybody in hip hop media, doesn't kiss the ring when it comes to Jay-Z. So many rappers, industry people, etc., even if they're not directly benefiting from Jay-Z, show him respect, would never go out of their way to push anti-Jay-Z narratives, etc. And I feel like that in particular is probably why they consider Act to be an enemy, because let's be real.
Act's not a rapper.
But it doesn't matter. He's got a way bigger voice than any rapper.
This is what I'm saying. Act,
Almost
those rappers, they're rappers. Jay-Z has things that could benefit them.
Right.
Act don't get, what does Jay-Z have that could benefit Act? Could he enhance him in something?
Act's ego is bigger than his channel. That could definitely be true. Chat, I need to go. Apparently, I need to go do whatever I need to go do so I can go link up with this nigga T.I. later on. I'll be back later on, chat. For those of y'all who are in the live, y'all seen the phone call I got, so we're going to do some cool rapper things with the cool rapper people. With that all being said, man, red dots to the left, you know the rest. Hope everybody has a beautiful Sunday. We go.
Carjack100 here. If you need your transmission check, come on down to Carjacks. I'm your transmission expert.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro with the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're gonna make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. The news you can use, the knowledge you're not finna get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a good subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're gonna keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We go.
Hi, I'm Wack100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life. For your own personal home security, call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second. Hey, I'm Adam22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Wack100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.
Apollo Jackson. It's dangerous. Can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboards. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let them hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall. 81 points strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell us. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboard. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Friends is hella fake, I know what enemies' intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. More than like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. More than like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. More than like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bullshit, you can save it. More than like us niggas up in game 6.
Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.